Now y'all also seen the second video of a teacher who was pretty much, you know, he said like he had enough. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was at Rolette High School teacher, or excuse me, Rolette High School.
So goddamn it, you chose for me to be held.
The Rolette. Thank you for that, brother. I appreciate that correction.
What you doing now? Bring your right hand.
And pretty much you can see that he is tired of being disrespected.
I'm going through all type of shit. I'm tired of being.
He's throwing chairs around.
What you doing now? Bring your right hand.
Voices, his decibels is off the meter. He's ready to goddamn, you know, give a teacher the 1, 2, 2, 2. Not the teacher, the student. He's ready to get a teacher the blues. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going through all type of shit. I'm tired of being goddamn disrespected every goddamn day. But all I want to special, I very nicely told you what to do.
So, Brother COMARK, from that video.
Touch my phone. I don't have to touch your goddamn phone. I wouldn't even come to it. It wouldn't even come to it. You gotta do what you're supposed to do.
What's your opinion on, is his attitude supposed to be tolerated? Did he supposed to handle it better? What you think on that?
Honestly, I'm gonna go both ways. I honestly think he could have handled it a little bit better. He could have handled it better. As a teacher, you're not supposed to take your issues into the classroom. You're supposed to go in and handle it as, I can't even say as a person, because everybody's a person. You're supposed to go in there and be able to wake up in the morning and be like, hey, I got divorce issues, kid issues, whatever the case might be, and go in and say, I'm supposed to teach these children. I know these are somebody else's children and they act up every day, and you're supposed to be able to be calm. And if you're not able to be calm, walk out, take that deep breath, walk back in and say, okay, I got this. If you can't, walk out, walk down to the principal's office and say, hey, I had enough. I need to go, or y'all need to get another teacher to take my class because my mental health isn't stable enough right now for me to teach this class. Throwing chairs ain't the answer. But on the other hand, I do get it, because in a society today, kids are very disrespectful. And it goes back to the household where, you know, parents aren't, you know, grabbing their kids, and I ain't gonna say by the neck, but by the shirt collar, and saying, hey, why are you not being, you know, a respectful child when you go to school? You know, because you're disrespecting me as a parent when you go to school and you act like this. Because what if I was that person in front of you teaching you and you're acting like this, or another child is acting like this toward me? Would you want me to be that person? You know, and people, I don't think they understand that. And our parents used to come to our school and whoop our butts when we was acting like that, you know. And we're not getting enough policing as parents to police our kids so that teachers can have a good day at school. And we're just not that village anymore. We're just not. And we have a shortage already, and it's getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. And I don't think they understand that. So I'm go 50-50. He should have handled it better. But again, I can't knock him for the way he did act. I'm 50-50 with it.
Okay, so
that's my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Hey, and we love it. You know, it's Anti Network. You know how we give it up. But I definitely want to throw in some things I think we all know, but I didn't say. But we do know it's a nationwide teacher shortage. I do believe that a lot of these teachers are succumb with such anger and frustration because they're dealing with so many students and so many different personalities at one time. So I definitely agree with you when you say half and half. But I'm gonna say at least about 80%. Well, it ain't half and half. I'm gonna say 80% that he should have did that, and 20% he should have a little composure, because man, we're human. You know, we all have limits. We all know what takes us there, and you see how we all talk from our day. It's just like Miss Sam was talking about back in her day, how things was handled, and how you say that. Brother White said the same thing. We come from a different time where things was handled a different way. So we
different way.
know if we was doing this in school, even if my parents didn't come to school, guess what's gonna be waiting us when we get back in the house? You know, it's gonna be it's about to be a lot of pain being demonstrated today. So, Brother White, not running my mouth so much about it, from the article, and I'm not the article, well, the video in relation to what we're talking about, what's your take on it, sir?
All right, so just want to say he should have handled it a lot better. Let's just be realistic. He's the adult. He's the person that they're looking, for guidance at the time in the classroom. He should have handled it a lot better. Just my personal opinion, but I do concur with the professor. We're all human beings. They don't get paid enough. Like Biggie said a long time ago, the trash man make more than the teacher, bro. That's why I'm not a teacher. I have a history degree, y'all. I'm not going to teaching. I make more money working from home on the computer, sitting and not doing nothing, than going in the classroom and teaching. I looked at it, bro. L wanted me to be a teacher. My fault. L wanted me to be a teacher, X. My L, you know who I'm talking about? L, she wanted me to be a teacher.
Correct.
Again, because I have a history degree, bro. I have an associate's in science and I have a bachelor's in history. So she wanted me to be a teacher before I got this claims adjuster job. So I was just like, me personally, bro, I have a very short temper. I know me, bro. I coach football. The kids' parents didn't like the way I got in their ass about football. I know me being in the classroom, I'm not gonna take it, bro. I'm gonna be like, Professor, I'm gonna walk out. I'm probably gonna tell them I quit, bro, because I'm not gonna take it, bro. These kids, these day and age, they don't have the respect that we had. Not even the respect. They don't have the fear. Like when I was at school, bro, I had fear in my heart that if I fuck up bad enough, excuse my French, this man's gonna call my dad, bro. They don't have that fear no more, bro. Like I remember I did that one time, bro, in the 7th grade. I was class clown. I've always been a goofy person, bro. Took it too far. Buddy called my dad with me in the classroom, bro. My dad's in the Army, bro. So for my dad have to leave Fort Lewis to come, where the infantry be at, come to Cedar Crest Junior High School and have to talk to me about that? Yeah, nah. My dad, we had some business. We danced. We'll just say we danced in the men's bathroom for a little bit, bro. And so me, I'm like 12, bro, 12, 13 years old, bro. So like, I'm not a man yet, bro. My dad was like, "Oh, you want to act like a man? You make executive decisions. You want to embarrass us and all this type of other stuff. Because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassing my name. I'm embarrassing everybody. I'm not being goofy. I'm embarrassing myself. I'm being funny, but I'm really embarrassing myself. So he's like, you want to embarrass yourself? We dance in the bathroom, bro. I ain't do that no more, bro. I ain't do that no more, bro. White boy that called my dad on the phone, I was, no more, bro. And my mother used to do the same thing. I get in trouble. They used to say something to my mama. My mother wouldn't say nothing to me. She'd be like, just wait till your dad get home. And that was like heart drop. Once she said that, heart drop. Wait till your dad get home. Heart in stomach. Like, oh my God, like, yo, like
Listen.
I already know what time it is. So like kids don't have that fear no more, bro. Like I had that fear growing up. Like, and then they don't have the respect. And then like I hated my teachers, bro. Don't get me wrong. I didn't have the respect I was supposed to have for my teachers, but I still respected them to the level that they're the adult. They're trying to teach me. They're trying to look out for me at the end. They might be assholes and stuff like that. They might not really like me. Dude, they might really be fake, but they still trying. They still humans. They still doing their job, bro. Like,
all right, I got some things I want to say, but I'm gonna save it. You know what I'm saying? So, I always got some things, but I gotta get to Miss Sam. Miss Sam, as far as the article or the video, I keep saying article, from the video you've seen from this frustrated teacher, as a mother of 3, how do you take this?
Whew, okay, so my patience is 0 with kids, okay? Even with my 3. And these kids, my dad was a teacher for 30 years. And the last few years, he was like, nah, I'm retiring because they're out of control. The problem is, if you put your hands on your kids, they can claim abuse now, right? They're quick to be able to call the police, CPS be involved, etc. Back in the day, you handle business the way you needed to handle business. These kids are also spoiled now. They don't understand authority. They do not understand their parents' authority. And I'm one of those people who I try to make sure my kids are well behaved as much as possible. But I have one child, my youngest, who it don't matter what I do, say to her, she's
Fearless.
the problem at school. She's only 6. And she's one of those terrorists that's in the class. And I already know she is. So if somebody called me and say, hey, your child is doing this, I'm listening. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix it, right? But the teacher himself, he should have handled that way better. But I understand it because I get that way myself sometimes too. And although we say he should have handled it better, sometimes when you're in that moment, that's all you can think of, right? And he may not have had those couple of seconds to be able to calm down and put himself out of that situation. He was just fed up. And sometimes seeing things like this may help the situation because the kids is like, oh, he crazy. Yeah, y'all think y'all crazy? No, I'm crazier because that's what I'm gonna tell the kids if I'm a teacher. Like, try me, right? That's why I can't be a teacher because I'll be in jail because I do not have time. These kids are so disrespectful today. They have no respect for adults, period. Like, they do not. I can't name any school right now that has control of their kids. Every time I talk to somebody, including the teachers that I know that teach at these schools, they're overwhelmed. They're over it. They don't want to even go back to teaching because they're not making enough money to deal with people and the kids and the problems that they have. And the parents who think their kid is such a great kid and that ain't my child, they're not going to do this. And they didn't say, no, your kid is what they are, what I said they were. And I blame us as the parents. Many of the generations now were raised by kids.
That's true.
Okay. So that's a big problem too. Before our ancestors had kids at a decent time, or even if they didn't, they were raised a certain way, right? In a household with multiple people that groom them to be of some form of fashion. But now you got kids raising kids, trying to be their best friend. Okay. Oh yeah, this is my best friend. Excuse me, that's your daughter, and you don't need to be clubbing with her when she's XYZ, whatever the case may be, age, etc. But that's what they do. They want to be their best friend, and it's creating problems. And to be honest, I say this all the time. I'm afraid for my kids and the future that they have. I'm afraid because they have no leadership. They have no leadership, no real leadership.
I'm glad it's a few things I'm glad I often say Miss Smith, Miss Sam. I was on the tip of my tongue now. Look, see, Debo's ready to get me. He said, hey, it's the wrong, it's Sam. Okay, but definitely Miss Sam. I'm feeling all you, but a few things Miss Sam said that I waited to wrap up in this before I go to the third segment of this. Teachers are overly stressed and underpaid. And I like she said that because I think that's one of the biggest things that comes with teaching. That's the problem. Now, I hear all three of y'all said that he should have handled that better. But I got to go back to this 80-20. I'm sorry. If children are acting like this to where he has to act like that, then I think it should be allowed. And I think that if these problems persist to where they was giving that teacher a hard time, he should go to the Board of Ed. Me and Brother COMARK already talked about this because I do want to be a teacher and I want all the smoke from the students because I'm really going in like Mr. Clark. I got the military discipline to where I'm about to be grounding these kids and I'm very fair but stern. So let me get this together. When you live in the projects, we know we live in a huge community of people. We know you can have good parents that live in the projects, but look how many other families around you that might be going through turmoil or traumatization. That also affects the children that they're surrounded by. So you all seen the stories when them kids who walk in with all their school books and they got everything together, then here come the other group of kids like, oh, you kind of corny for trying to be a grade A student. That do affects kids' psyche sometimes because they want to fit in. It's a lot of reason why kids join gangs. So if I know that this teacher is trying to implement good structure in these kids, I'm telling you, he get my permission all day.